Eminem diss tracks that destroyed rappers' lives. Eminem is one of the greatest rappers of all time, and one of the reasons that he's so legendary is that when he went to war with other rappers or other people, he wasn't afraid to get personal in his disses and just completely obliterate them. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7. KILLSHOT, Eminem vs MGK. I feel it's only appropriate to start off the list with a rap feud that was very recent, 2018 in fact. You see, for the last couple of years, Eminem wasn't really on the top of his game. Not that he wasn't putting out music, but rather he wasn't putting out the music that people weren't exactly getting behind. So he decided to do an album in secret called KAMIKAZE. More on that in a bit. And in doing so, he decided to call out certain people, one of whom was MGK. MGK is a famous rapper himself, and for a long time he idolized Eminem and even called him his inspiration.
What I think of the Marshall Mathers LP too, I'm still scared to listen to it. I'm scared to listen to it because that's my idol. Like high school and middle school, I had a Eminem poster on my wall. It was the Eminem poster where he had like a gray hoodie on, no shirt, and like matching gray sweatpants.
But then he made the mistake by making a not-so-smart tweet about Eminem's daughter, Haley. And nobody says anything about Eminem's daughter and gets away with it. So Eminem stewed for 6 years and then dropped the lyric about MGK and how he was weak and the like. To his credit, MGK didn't take this lying down and created what many feel was his best rap song ever in the diss track Rap Devil, which was a pun on Rap God, in which Eminem had called himself, and it's the song title too. Many were impressed that MGK stepped up to the plate in this feud, but many also noted that while it's interesting and visually impressive in regards to the music video, it wasn't the best in terms of actual disses. I mean, the guy literally said, "The beard is weird," as a diss. Really? But actually, if you're not a novice, you know that it has a deeper meaning. It refers to how Eminem used to hate beards and now has a beard, and there's a tweet related to this and all. So yeah, but still, majority of the things that were said became repetitive, and they weren't really that amazing. Anyway, when Rap Devil came out, Eminem wasted no time coming back and creating his own diss track called KILLSHOT. It was perfectly constructed to break down Rap Devil into all of its parts and insulting MGK in every single way that mattered. After all, this is Eminem, and sure enough, not only did KILLSHOT, which was only a lyrics track and no music video, got more views and listens than Rap Devil, and that effectively ended the feud. Even MGK himself said that he wasn't going to respond to KILLSHOT. In his take though, he said he had a response ready, but he put it away because it wouldn't do any good. But I think we all know the real truth here. If you're going to take a shot at Eminem, you better be ready for a response. And MGK wasn't, and that's why Eminem still rules. Number 6. The Warning, Eminem vs Mariah Carey. I did title this one about rappers that got destroyed because of Eminem's diss tracks, but if we're being honest here, sometimes other singers from other genres just deserve to get wrecked. And for all of her greatness and glory and style, Mariah Carey is very much a diva, and she sometimes doesn't know when to stop, especially when it comes to complaining about others. But here's the rub. When she did indeed insult Eminem, it was after they had a relationship together. Yeah, I bet you forgot about that, huh? Yeah, they dated and then some, and then when their relationship with him fell apart, she decided to make a song called Obsessed, which was to insult Eminem in numerous ways. And he took it and did nothing. Don't you wish, Mariah? Well, because he fought right back with The Warning, where he not only laid down the truth, the hurt on Mariah, he decided to get explicit in regards to their encounters in the bedroom, if you get my drift. And sure enough, he knew he was technically hurting himself here more, but he honestly has a thicker skin than Mariah, and he also used the song as a literal warning that if she didn't want more explicit stuff released to the world, she should let this go. And as you might guess, she did. So the warning was very loud and clear. Number 5. Hail Mary, Eminem vs Ja Rule. At this point, you might think that Eminem is a bit selfish because of his actions in regards to his diss tracks with others, especially his ex-girlfriend Mariah Carey. However, while Eminem is one to throw down when it comes to insults, he's also one to stick up for his friends when needed, such as his fellow record label rapper 50 Cent. Eminem actually helped recruit 50 Cent into the rap game. So when 50 Cent was in a feud with Ja Rule, he decided he needed backup, and Eminem was there. It was one of the most epic and complete beatdowns in rap history. Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent, and Eminem all went at Ja Rule with everything that they had. They did tracks taking apart everything that Ja Rule had ever done or claimed to have done. For Eminem specifically, he did a song called Hail Mary, where he portrayed Ja Rule as an imitator and a rapper whose brains had melted because of substance abuse. He then referred him as a fake, a wuss, and many other stronger terms. When he and the others were done, XXL magazine described it as one of the hardest hitting diss tracks of all time. And he personally didn't have any beef with the guy other than him being a rival of 50 Cent. So don't tell me that Eminem doesn't help his friends. Number 4. Marshall Mathers. Eminem vs. ICP and Vanilla Ice. You might think that Eminem started his diss track career once he really got established in the industry, but actually, he started it pretty close to the beginning of his career. Back in 2000, he released a self-titled track and went to war against a bunch of people, including insulting icons like NSYNC and Britney Spears. But in terms of the rap world, he went up against the one and only Vanilla Ice and the Insane Clown Posse. He noticed that Vanilla Ice stole his looks in terms of his hair, and whichever he did or didn't is really up for you to decide, ladies and gentlemen. But then for ICP, they claimed that they were Detroit rap and they represented the brand. Yet they were never in Detroit, whereas Eminem grew up in his rap style in the underground. So he didn't take too kindly to them saying that they were something that they weren't. So as you can see, Eminem has been dissing people for a long time and he's still doing it today, which shows that he hasn't lost the taste for it. Number 3. Cleaning out my closet. Eminem has not had an easy life. Far from it, in fact. He had a life that was very wrong from a very young age. And part of the reason that this was because of his mother. In his early life, Eminem's father left his family and refused to connect with him when he got older. And so this left him alone with his mother, who struggled to hold down a job. And because of this, Eminem had to move around a lot from city to city, to school. And his connection with his mother was never really ever strong. But Eminem never truly revealed all that had happened to him because of his mother until he released a track called Cleaning Out My Closet, where despite labeling it as not a diss track, he went full tilt and spelled out exactly who he felt his mother was, saying that she was an abuser, took too many substances, and was neglectful and hateful to him. This was a very personal attack, and his mother was so repulsed that she tried to sue him for this track. It didn't work, and it was revealed that she only really did it for the money. She claims that she can't listen to the song without crying, but in Eminem's mind, he doesn't care.
Now, my mother is I don't know, sometimes when I look back at the things that she did to me, it's crazy.
He needs to quit, making attacks on me. I mean, you don't do this to your mom, and it is so hard. When you can't go to the mall for being spit on and being called, you disgusting pig, it's sad because people are passing judgment by listening to Marshall's songs.
They claim to have reconciled, but I think this song proves that some wounds go too deep to do such a thing. Number 2. Kamikaze. Eminem versus everyone. If you were to look at the life story of Eminem, especially his time in rap, you'll see a guy who's been through a lot. I'm talking about a troubled childhood, a teen life where he wasn't sure whether he was going to make it or not, and then going into the Detroit underground to try and make it as a rapper, and then making it as the top rapper and singer for an entire decade, only to almost pass away because of substance abuse.
If I didn't admit that I was weak with this certain thing, I was gonna die, so.
How close did you come?
I certainly probably a couple hours away from death. Not to make this too tense of a moment, but yeah, I overdosed and almost died.
He had it rough, but he also made it out of that funk and continued to make hit music and albums. That is until people started to not like his new take on music. You see, after his near-death experience, Eminem started to pull back his reins on his hardcore rapping style. He still did diss tracks and the like, as you've seen by now. He was aiming to try and be more of an inspirational rapper. Some of his albums had more poetic and uplifting songs, and he even did a song with Beyonce, no joke. And while the fans dug it for a while, he also started to hear the rumblings of people not liking it. Of course, how they wanted the old Eminem back, and they wanted Slim Shady back. And when the revival came in 2017, his first panned album, and the voices of the crowds got even louder. He knew enough was enough, and so he went and made Kamikaze. And through these tracks, he didn't just insult one person or a group, he basically insulted everyone that had ever decided to diss him out loud or in private. And if you don't believe me, you can find a list out there that shows the disses in every song in Kamikaze. It's deep, as he went as far back as he possibly could in order to get everything off his chest and into his album. So in this way, it's not actually a diss track, but a diss album. One of the big diss tracks on the album was Fall, where he went off on those judging him for his style that he did after his near-death experience. But he also admitted that he didn't have much time left on Earth, or at the very least in his rap career, and thus he knew he had to become what people wanted. Then in songs like The Ringer and more, he went off on the entire class of mumble rappers out in the world today. In Eminem's mind, mumble rappers are a disgrace to the genre. They don't have the same flow or the feeling that rappers like him, Drake, and the late Tupac or Biggie Smalls had, and many others. And yet they're parading around the place thinking that they own the joint, when they clearly don't. Kamikaze was Eminem cutting loose on everyone and making sure that the world knew that he was back and back for good, which was punctuated by the line, "You want Slim Shady? You got it." Number 1. Eminem versus Limp BIZKIT. This one in particular is from the early days of Eminem's career, back when Limp BIZKIT was still honestly one of the biggest bands around, especially in terms of groups. The group and Eminem were actually friends for some time, but then a series of events and choices led them to having a fallout. Mainly, Limp BIZKIT decided to diss Eminem and then go and support one of his rivals in the rap world. Yeah, not so cool. When Eminem heard about this, he fired back with a diss track called Girls, where he lays into the group viciously, especially DJ Lethal, and destroys their cred by calling them all sorts of names and rebuking everything that they have done. Needless to say, the feud ended after the diss track, and Eminem proved once again that you don't mess with him unless you're sure you can take what's coming up next. And so there you have it, a list of the best diss tracks that Eminem did that destroyed his enemies. Which of these diss tracks is your all-time favorite from Eminem? And which of these do you really think isn't up to snuff? And of course, do you think another Eminem diss track should be on this list? Let me know in the comments down below, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.